We've been waiting for this day for such a long time. I think we forgot we've been waiting for this day, right? But it is here. The very first non-current Tesla owners are getting their emails from Tesla, and they're being offered to configure their very own Model 3. Now, I mean, this is exciting for many different reasons, right? Because, I mean, don't forget, Model 3 has been in production since July. But at first, they were obviously selling it to their employees, and everyone was like, all right, you know, that's cool. They're testing it out. Then, of course, in December, they opened it up to us, the current Tesla owners, but that wasn't really putting any new fans on the road. And yes, I know a lot of people who, you know, kind of reserved their Model 3 ended up being converted to getting either used or new Model S and Model X. But people who truly were waiting for this breakthrough technology and this breakthrough product and just kind of stuck with it, and they were first-time owners, and now have a chance to sort of add themselves to this community, of electric car enthusiasts and Tesla owners, and this is why this is a big deal. Now, of course, I'm going to assume, now this is just my assumption, if you are a current Tesla owner that hasn't configured or waiting to configure the Model 3, and whenever you're ready, you'll probably be put in front of everybody else, or at least the non-Tesla owners at that point. Now, I'll be curious to know if you had 2 reservations of Model 3s and you just, let's say, purchased one, would that move up your second Model 3 reservation because now you're a current Tesla owner, right? So I'm just wondering if that's going to work that way. But nevertheless, it is pretty exciting, and this is happening. And, you know, I can't wait to see this. I can't wait to hear the stories. But I also want to know what concerns they might have, right? Because I think right now everybody who drives the Model 3 kind of knew what to expect. They are familiar with the brand. They know, you know, how to charge their cars and so forth. And I'm interested to see what this sort of a new generation of Model 3 Tesla and electric car owners are going to think about it. What they're going to complain about it. So I'm excited to hear all of it. So I am definitely in. Another interesting thing that I was going to bring up about Tesla semi-truck, but before that, I just want to remind you that this show and this channel is sponsored by Evanex, the aftermarket accessories for Tesla. They are coming up with some for the Model 3 as well. They actually have some on sale already. If you want to order one, there is a discount code specifically for you guys, for our community. They have provided, and it's in the description of this video. All right, so as you know, Tesla Roadster is here in the Bay Area. You've seen it being tested on the track at the Fremont factory. It was displayed at HQ in Palo Alto, but now it's turned for the semi-truck. The semi-truck also here in the Bay Area, and here's a video of one of the few times when somebody spotted the truck. As you can see, it's just kind of a I believe this is in Fremont, but I don't really know. I guess the truck, I put it on loop so you guys can check it out a few times. I guess people were spotting it anywhere between Sunnyvale Service Center and the Fremont factory. So I'm not really sure why they're testing it on this regular road when they have their own track. As you can see, the semis kind of speeds up pretty quick. You can see a little bit of dust raising up from their tires, but nevertheless, it's kind of cool. It's been already spotted in the Los Angeles area, of course, near their Hawthorne, California studio. So this is nothing new, but it's still exciting that semi-truck is here. Wonder why they brought both of them here. I don't know if they maybe are going to start production here. Some people speculating that that's what's probably going to happen, because you don't need a large facility. Maybe it's just for testing. Maybe it's just for some of the Tesla employees who live here in the Bay Area to get involved in the project. So yeah, it is definitely exciting. And Seth in the chat room says that he has not gotten his configuration yet. I'm assuming, Seth, you are not a Tesla owner. Not everybody gets it at once, right? It's going to be a small batch, one by one. You need to live in California first. So yeah, it's it is exciting. Thomas in the chat room says, my son-in-law's company bought some Tesla semis. Well, it's funny that you mentioned that, and it's funny how you see the UPS truck. You see UPS truck as that yeah, there you go. Well, UPS is also in the news, and as you know, they're electrifying their fleet little by little. They already ordered one of the biggest orders of Tesla semi trucks. They're already purchasing some Mercedes-Benz trucks, and Mercedes-Benz unveiled one in Europe yesterday with a so-so range. But now UPS placed an order with Workhorse for 50 hybrid trucks. The range is about 100 miles or so. And now these trucks are pretty cool because they have a drone that can actually be launched from the inside of the truck and then deliver the packages. Now, I don't know if that's what UPS is ordering. I didn't see that in their press release. Maybe I missed it. But nevertheless, now Workhorse is the company that also just unveiled their W15 electric truck that's with a gas extender, with a BMW engine extender. I covered this in one of many videos that I've produced from my visit to CES in January, Las Vegas. As you can see, I'm hanging out by the truck. There are a couple of interviews. You can find it on my channel as well. So this is the same company. They're a pretty big company. Their Ryder actually is providing the service for those trucks. So that is pretty cool. Another great event in another a good thing for the electric car movement today. We're just full of great happy news. And by the way, if you're enjoying this video, guys, go ahead and click on the thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It always helps this video do well after it's being reposted, so people watching it in the replay. But just by the way, just to put you in perspective, UPS operates, I think, like 35,000 gas and diesel trucks all over the place. So that's exciting. Saga Photo says, always nice weather in California. It is not so nice to us right now. It's actually freezing cold, 0 degrees Celsius and some during nights. We're just not used to it. But yeah, it's a bit cold for us here. All right, let's move on to another story. Not such a good story. That's why, see, I did it black and white, all very dramatic. Tesla is being sued once again. Now, this is not a big deal, by the way. I'm just saying, large companies get sued all the time. Tesla had some lawsuits going on. This is by one of the former employees. So every time somebody, doesn't say anything while they're employed, and when they get let go, finally, then they say something that always makes me a little uneasy. I'm not saying they're not stating a correct claim, but nevertheless, it is something that to think about. But this guy, I guess he was a whistleblower. He reported to his management that he believes some of the Model X cars or some Tesla cars that were being bought back under the Lemon Law from customers are being put back into the inventory, being sold as certified pre-owned, and he believed it was wrong. I guess he got demoted a few times after that, and then he was let go. Tesla claims that, hey, listen, he just was not performing well, and that's why we did it. I don't know if he was demoted before or after he did this, but I'm assuming if they were that vicious and wanted to get rid of the guy right away, they would have fired him right away. It wasn't, usually when people get demoted, it's because, they're really struggling with performance. Again, this is all hearsay, right? This is a lawsuit was filed. Tesla denies it, said he was let go for performance issues. We'll find out when the lawsuit gets hopefully into either court or settled or whatever. I'm usually skeptical about these lawsuits, but nevertheless, this is something. Now, by the way, I don't have a problem when a car manufacturer, Tesla or not, decides to buy a car back from somebody who's just having too many problems with it, takes it back, then ends up repairing all the issues, taking their time and everything, and then puts it back for sale. Now, as long as they disclose that, I don't really have a problem with it. A lot of these cars that are being fixed, but being returned with the Lemon Law, there's only one problem that just keeps coming back. So if you take care of it once and for all, the car becomes pretty damn brand new, pretty much, if you ask me. So I don't really have a problem with the strategy as long as that was being disclosed, but we don't know if it was. I'm hoping it was. I really haven't seen Tesla do anything really viciously or shady ever. So I'm gonna give him benefit of the doubt. So that's not a problem. By the way, I just wanted to say that the video that we saw with the semi truck. Let me show it to you again. I just want to make sure to give it credit to the guy who posted it. Richard Fielder posted on his YouTube channel. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right, let's move on to yet another. I think this is one of an interesting stories also. Elon Musk is actually stepping down as a member of a board of directors from OpenAI, a company he co-founded. Now, he's still going to be involved as an advisor, but the reason he's doing that is because he is saying that there might be some conflict of interest moving forward, because As you know, Tesla is developing its own AI technologies. They're developing its own self-driving technologies, which is AI, self-driving chip, which is also AI. So there might be some conflict of interest because, you know, OpenAI is supposed to be kind of acting like as a watchdog for the entire industry. And I mean, they do other things, but nevertheless, good for him. Good to, for him to recognize and make sure there's no any conflicts of interest. This is usually an ethics issues. So greatly appreciated. Hi from Australia, says Rep. Car, is Model 3 going to have a long-range battery or low-range? For now, everything that's being sold for the Model 3, all Model 3s are at the top of the line, pretty much configuration. Long-range plus a premium package, so that will stay the same for a while. I think he's smarter for doing this. He has He had issues back in 2016 when Tesla bought out Solar City. Says use Tesla channel. Absolutely. Have any idea how much more for all-wheel drive and white seats? Says Seth. Okay, so for the white seats, I mean, you know how prices change all the time. So I think that might be $2,500 package for the seats. And all-wheel drive, we don't know, but I think it should be, just judging by everything else, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000. This is my guess, educated guess, but the guess nevertheless. Raphael says, oh, you guys talking to each other, so I won't meet. I am in Connecticut, non-owner, first day order, says Seth. So Seth, let us know when you get your email, hopefully very soon. Again, they're just sending it out today. Like literally this news is kind of breaking as before I went on the air. And all right, let's move on to the comment of the day. Now, comment of the day comes from a bit of an. I covered this story about Koenigsegg, right? I think I've been trying to learn this name all day long because I really wasn't really into this company before. I did a report yesterday how one of the co-founders gave an interview and said how, you know, the technology is not there for electrifying their cars, creating electric cars, especially on their level. And it's not going to be in, you know, maybe up to 10 years from now when they're going to be able to make an electric car for their brand. Now, my problem was that why say anything? Why sort of say that? Why publicly be lagging behind the technology that everybody else is adopting around you? Now, there are a bunch of people, including my coworkers who saw my feed yesterday, had a bit of a problem with that. So this is one of the comment, Quint E Speed. He says, it's easy to be critical of Koenigsegg. Christian is a perfectionist who runs a small hypercar company in Sweden. He put years of research and development in his current vehicles. When he does create an electric vehicle, it will be amazing. Furthermore, he also is an owner of a Tesla. Now, by the way, no argument here. The guy is obviously a perfectionist. I think he makes his own nuts and bolts and everything. And the cars are flawless. And don't forget, he also needs to only sell like 10 of them a year. So, and he has plenty of customers. So he, you know, is not going to lose business by making statements like that. But my statement was really about their statement, not about the car. What I was saying is that, listen, everybody else around them is moving to electric cars. Lamborghini has announced that they've already actually created a concept to demonstrate that they're moving forward with that. You know, obviously Tesla Roadster and other companies are moving forward to it. I know it's different as far as creating a hypercar with an electric powertrain. I understand the challenges and everything like that, but listen, the world is moving on around you. Why say that you're not going to be able to do your car? You created this car for 10 more years. My whole point is, you know, I understand why. It's just I don't understand why he said anything. He could have just said, listen, we're going to stick with the technology that works for us. We are working on the new technology. We believe we're still a few years away, but we're trying very hard. And as soon as it's available in the perfect version that we're making our cars for you guys, we will make it available and it will be the best hypercar ever. Now, that statement would be absolutely perfectly fine. But he came out and didn't say that he's actually working on that. He just basically said he doesn't believe the technology is there and doesn't seem like he really cares too much. Again, he doesn't have to care and there's a good reason for it. I'm just saying that was not a really good statement for enthusiasts like me, right? If you own a car company and you're telling me how it's going to be another 10 years until you catch up to what I believe is the technology of the future and it's here now, well, you're not going to win me as a fan. Can be a customer, just don't have that much money, but you definitely won't win me as a fan. So Ken in the chat room says it's funny that's not too long ago everyone was fighting electric cars. Now everyone is embracing it. I guess it's because Tesla was successful. Absolutely right. Agree. Ken Can't put it any better than that. Jan says, I think Koenigsegg sells 20 cars a year. Yeah, I mean, a few cars a year, there's always, I mean, you know, it's not a mass production car, obviously. He doesn't have to worry about PR exactly. All right, guys, this has been once again, we had more news today than we had yesterday. Isn't that kind of amazing? But nevertheless, we're once again over the limit here. I'm always trying to keep them under 10 minutes. Never works out. All right, so I'm excited to see you tomorrow. Once again, don't forget 11 a.m. Pacific time. There will be more news tomorrow. Other than that, see you, and remember to stay charged.